friends, Mrs. Skippington here. For today's guided discovery, we're going to talk about markers. Some of you must have used markers before, but even if you have, I'd like to go over some things that we do when we use markers in kindergarten. Okay? One of the most important things about a marker is its cap. And the reason why the cap is so important is because it keeps this part, the part you draw with, from drying out. If it dries out, it doesn't work anymore. So inside this tube that we hold is a felt stick with all ink in it that lets us draw and make different pictures. The cap keeps that ink nice and wet so that it does not dry out. So putting your cap back on and hearing that little snap is one of the most important things you can do. Okay, so since the cap's so important, we don't want to lose it. So what we do is we take it off and we put it on the bottom that's made especially to hold the cap. See that? And then you can draw and write. So those are some important things about keeping your markers nice and working and not drying out. Okay. Now I want to show you some things about drawing with markers. I'm going to turn my camera for a minute down to my table and I'll be right back. Okay, now you can see my paper and all my markers. What I'm going to show you is one of my favorite things to do with markers, and that is to make a scribble design. When I make a scribble design, I usually use a dark marker to start with, either black or blue or purple or anything that's dark. So remember, you take the cap off, put that on the bottom so you don't lose it while you're drawing. Okay, now these type of markers, I'm going to try to put up a little bit to the, see how that's pointed like that? Okay, so that has a side that you could use over here. You can use these sides to make fat lines, and you can use the very tip, the point right here, to make thin lines. So for the scribble design, for the first part, we're going to use a thick line. So I'm going to hold my marker kind of to the side. And what you do to make a scribble design is you just loop your marker around the page and then bring it back to the beginning like that. This is just the start of your scribble design. So for now, I am done with black. So I'm going to take the cap off and put it on. Make sure you hear that click. Okay. Next, I'm going to start filling in these areas with color. Okay, so I'm going to start with purple. So I might take one of these small ones. Using, again, the flatter side, I'm going to fill this space in all the way. Okay. And I'm going to take orange and I'm going to fill in another color. Then I use the side so that I can make a nice big line, and that way I can fill in the space faster. Oh, I forgot to put it on the end this time. Okay, then I might take this color and this is a pink and color in this one. Now, if you want, you can continue to color the whole thing in just solid colors. But what I like to do is, listen for the click, I like to do designs in some of them. So this is a nice big space. I'm going to use light blue. And I'm going to use the tip this time. I'm going to make some thin lines, and I'm going to make some squiggles. Just going around and around and around, making some squiggles until I fill in that whole space. That's another thing you can do. Then you might want to take green or any color you want and make some thin stripes. So for thin stripes, I'm using the tip of the marker. And I might want to make some fat stripes going across, so I'll use the side. See the difference? There you go. All right, so then you can continue to fill in all the spots. You can get fancy if you want and make dots, big dots, color those in. Got to put my cap, I don't want to lose my cap. Small dots. Okay, another way to make dots with a marker, show you that. I'm going to use red for this. Okay, so you might want to take the tip of your marker and gently make dots. I'm sure you can hear the marker hitting the paper. But if you do it slow and gentle, you will not squish the tip. See how it is still a point? You can finish that. Okay, so I'm going to stop here. You fill in all the spots, and then when you're done, bring it with you to the next meeting and we'll share them. Okay, I'm going to flip the camera back up for 1 second so I can show you a finished one I did. Okay, so here's one all finished. You can see I used all different colors, different designs, different thicknesses, all with my markers. And don't forget, the most important thing is to hear that click. See you guys in a little bit.